If I might have a word. Of course. He gestures to a nearby door with almost believable politeness. After you. As you are unfamiliar with the local customs, and I have been unable to locate Miss Cochran, I should inform you of an upcoming event. The first storm of the month of April is celebrated with a thunder call. As soon as the storm picks up to sufficient strength, no matter the time of day, all students must gather in the gym. As officers, it falls to you to ensure that the members of your class are notified and rounded up. Okay, what do we do once we get there? The purpose of the rite is to cause exhaustion and headache through drumming wild gyrations and screaming at the top of one's lungs. I take it this isn't your favorite ritual. Custom is king of all. I am, however, grateful that a few minutes of applause is considered sufficient contribution on my part. As a class officer, particularly one under the sign of a horse hall, you will be expected to make a much more public showing. So I have to learn a dance? There is no formalized pattern. Leap and stomp as you wish. That will suffice. It is also important that you maintain order among the underclassmen. Freshmen are not, under any circumstance, to attempt fire spinning. How do you spin fire? You do not. Right. If you have no further questions, you may be on your way. I think I'll explore these options. We shall ask about the ceremony? No. Maybe about Minnie? Did you say earlier that you couldn't find Minnie? I hope she hasn't got caught up in some weird April Fool's prank. I doubt Miss Cochran has been making herself scarce since... Miss Cochran has been making herself scarce since before the break. Isn't that a little strange for her? She's always been really dedicated to her job, and she knew this event was coming up. Dedicated or not, she remains a teenage female. No doubt she has become distracted by the temptations of spring. You underestimate us. I think you underestimate her, and me. Just because we're young doesn't mean we're scatterbrained. I can only judge on the evidence, and the evidence is that she is not here. But I am. He closes his eye with a sniff. On your way, then. Did you have a nice spring break? I beg your pardon. On vacation. Did you enjoy it? I suppose it was pleasant. Did you read anything interesting? Actually, I spent the week in Destin on the beach. What? Actually, I spent the week in Destin on a beach. Really? April Fools. That's two jokes! I'll keep that one. I pinch my lips shut and try to keep from giggling like an idiot, but that only leaves me with the most unflattering snort. I never expected a joke from him. Well, I hope you had fun with whatever you were doing. Probably more than I did at home. You're having difficulties at home? Not exactly, I just feel out of place there. It's strange to be telling someone this, especially him. He's not exactly my friend, but he did ask. I've never been away from home this much before. I didn't know how much it would change. It's like they're moving on without me, or I'm moving on without them, I'm not sure. It is a common difficulty of students of wild seed origin. You may not be aware, but students like yourself often give up the option of living, are often given the option of living at school full-time. Actually, Professor Potsdam already tried to invite me to stay. You might consider it. It can be for the best. Of course, he has no idea why, or what Professor Potsdam was really suggesting I do on my vacation. I wouldn't want to cause you any trouble. You are not entirely troublesome. Yay! He likes me. He really likes me. I blink and shake my head to try to get my face under control. On your way then. I'm sure you have studies to do. A joke and a compliment! Successful conversation! Well, that didn't go too badly. Well, one's fine. Study. No mini. I decided to go for a walk. Oh yeah, and then Kyo's like having a fit. Those two! I swear to God. Today feels strange. Everywhere I look, it seems that people are whispering, but not to me. What's going on? Is there some big secret I don't know about? Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Oh, what? Something strange is going on. Everywhere I walk, people stare at me, then turn away and giggle. I'm sure I'm not imagining it. What's with everybody? I keep checking my robe in case it's one of those nightmares where my clothes disappear in public, but I can't see anything wrong. You probably got a kick me sign on your back. Or something obnoxious. There must be something, or someone who will tell me what's happening. Aha! Are you alright? I'm not sure. I was hoping you could tell me. Is he cruel to you? What? Is who cruel to me? Your husband. Oh god. What? You mean it's not true? Everyone was talking about it. Oh no. Oh no! I weep! Oh, there you are! I really hate you, Angela. My congratulations to the happy couple. A bit late, I know, but I suppose you didn't want everyone to know how you were earning your I really hate you! That's not what happened! So what did happen then? And now the waves press in. Excited students of all ages come from still disbelieving, some commiserating, and others eagerly asking where we had our honeymoon and what Professor Grabner is like in bed, because apparently that is the most important information of all. You! Oh no. The other students melt aside, his fingers wrapped tightly around my arm. You will come with me. Only after dragging me into a classroom does his grip relax. I rub my arm by instinct, wincing. Thanks for getting me out of... Do you think this is a joke, Mrs. Grabiner? Do you realize that you and I are now the laughingstock of the entire school? Your utter lack of discretion. I didn't! It wasn't me! You have already taken me for a fool, and yet you need to repeat the offense? I never told anyone! I have no... My entire body, or what? His entire body twitches with rage. An unseen hand seizes hold of me, pinning me against the wall. No more lies. That is terrifying. My feet dangle helplessly, inches from the ground. I can feel the power streaming from him like a heat wave. Like a child, you think yourself immortal, invincible. You can't imagine the consequences of your actions. Your life was at stake, and you knew it. And what did you care? You were always there to we were always there to save you. I have sworn an oath to take you as my wife and protect you. I cannot harm you. I cannot divorce you until the year is up, and I dare not send you away. And so you believe there is nothing I can do to you. This is escalating to the point of, oh my god. I try to speak, but my tongue isn't working properly, and struggling only makes me need to cough. Push me again. Mock me again, little girl. I will keep you so very safe. I will protect you in the depths of the darkest dungeon until your giggling chums have forgotten your very name. I can make you disappear. He releases the spell that holds me up, but my knees don't recover in time, and I fall into a heap. Go back to your eager public, enjoy your fame, and be afraid. Run away! You're terrifying, Mr. Grabner! Stumbling half-blind, I make my way out into the hall. And to my own bed. Only then do I allow myself to cry. Of course, even in my own room, I can't find any privacy. Kayla, are you in there? Kayla? Go away! It's a lie, isn't it? And what everyone's saying? That's why you're mad. I'll beat them up for you if you want. You're a good friend, Virginia. I said go away! What's with you? I said I'd help! It's true, isn't it? There's no way Kayla and Grabby got married. It was an accident! Oh, come on, how do you accidentally marry somebody? I'm not a liar. Only now he thinks I am, and he hates me, and he's going to do horrible things to me. How could you possibly marry a teacher and not tell us? I didn't mean to! Will you tell us what really happened? There's no point in trying to keep secrets any longer. As best I can, I lay out the story. The madness, my stupid impulse to help, Professor Potsdam pushing us together in order to protect me, the promise of an easy divorce, and with the detail that there was absolutely nothing going on between us. And I didn't tell anyone. I really didn't. But he's so angry. He actually despises me now. And if it weren't for the wedding vows, he might have... I don't know how anyone found out. How did you find out? It was going around this morning, or what was going around this morning was just a story that Professor Grabner had gotten hitched over spring break. I heard that from Susan. Nobody was talking about you until later. Angela said you and him, or she saw you and him on a date once, but she might have made that up. What date? We never went on a date. At the Glen? He brought me a drink because I was tired from running the candle booth. I'm just saying what she said. No one person seems to have known the whole story, not at first. Maybe it was all an accident. Nothing but bits of gossip coming together to guess the right conclusion until our reactions confirmed it. Not that it makes any difference now. The damage is done. Well, maybe if you told us the truth, we would have known enough to cover your tracks. I couldn't tell anyone. He said I should never tell anyone, and now the secret's out anyway, and he's going to throw me in the dungeons and torture me. I'm sure he won't do that. You didn't see his face. At that point, I hear a knock at the door. Everyone's looking for you, you know. You're the scandal of the school. With a pitiful whine, I bury my face in my hands. Virginia, don't be mean. We'll tell them you're not here. They can keep looking somewhere else. Will they believe that? You're going to help them look. I am? I guess I am. Ellen pats me on the shoulder, and the two of them leave to carry out their charade. Even that isn't enough. Afternoon, evening, and night, people are knocking on the door. I never answer. Sometimes they shout questions, and then I hear Isabel come and chase them away. But they come back. They always come back. What am I going to do? Morning comes, and with it, yet another knock at the door. Should I? No. Maybe I should just stay in my room all day. 2 more knocks, then a pause. A moment of your time, please. A chill goes through my spine. A chill goes through me as I recognize the voice. That's Professor Grabner. I make my way out of the room, afraid to meet his eyes. Kayla, I believe I owe you. He sighs. Miss Cochran has taken responsibility for carelessly allowing certain information to become available. It was Minnie who leaked the secret? It was inappropriate of me to jump to conclusions. I did not treat you as a gentleman should. I am sorry. Now he's apologizing? You scared me. You really scared me. Like a lot. Why? Why would you treat me or anyone like that? For exactly that reason, to frighten you. Well, it did that. As the lid is off the box, I will make appropriate announcements. Once it is clear that you are under my protection, fear of reprisals should discourage at least some of the attention. It is a useful tool. I hope he doesn't expect me to thank him for being terrified. Good day. He leaves me alone. Was that the appropriate way to... He just seemed upset. Honestly, I'm too off balance to say anything more intelligent at the moment. It seems that I spend a great deal of my time apologizing to you. Yeah, this is better. Well, I guess marriage is like that. He sniffs. Ah, smile. Yeah, this is better. Perhaps so. This is part of my responsibilities. Of course, it's his job to protect me, nothing more. But he'll do it, and that's the important thing. Before class begins, Professor Grabner stands up to make an announcement. As some of you may have already heard, your classmate Kayla and I have recently been married. The details of this matter are none of your concern. However, as she is my wife, you will show Mrs. Grabner courtesy and respect. Is that understood? Nervous mutterings course agreement. I'm feeling a bit restless. I should go out and stretch my legs. Hi, Manuel. Hi. I gotta go. I guess he's busy. Oh, there's a familiar face. Kayla! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. She turns and runs the other way. Huh? Ellen, hi. Hi. What you doing? Need any help? I'm sort of at loose ends. No, I'm fine. I'm sure you have more important things to do. No, I don't. Why would I? Well, you're an adult now. No, I'm not! Why is she being like this? Just yesterday she was helping me. So are you going to move out? Why would I do that? Now that it's not a secret anymore. No! Sorry. Just go, okay? Great. Even my roommates don't want to talk to me now. I wander the halls, but wherever I walk, other students look up, flinch, then look away. They're afraid of me. I'm suppose being treated like a contagious disease is slightly better than being mobbed with embarrassing questions, but I want to talk to someone. Everything that's happened is confusing and upsetting. I guess there's only one person who might understand how I feel. I know the way into his rooms, but I don't know exactly how well he'd appreciate my barging in unannounced. I make my way to the door and knock. What is it? It's Kayla. Can I talk to you? I hear a distant sigh. Very well, come in. Hi, Kayla. Great, he doesn't want to look at me either. Once again, I must apologize for my rough treatment of you yesterday. You deserve more respect, not only as my wife, but as a person who has so far demonstrated integrity. You should know that it was a hollow threat. I would never banish a student to such a fate merely for causing me embarrassment. Oh, well that's good, I guess. Is there something else you need? And suddenly, it's all too much to bear. Have you seen how they're looking at me? Pardon? It's bad enough these past few months keeping secrets from everyone. My friends, my roommate, my family. Lying to everyone and feeling more and more alone. But I thought if I could just pretend it wasn't happening for long enough, until the end of the year, it would all go away. We could pretend it never happened. I could go on with my life. But now it's real, and everyone knows, and I can never be normal again. Who's going to like me now? I'm not a schoolgirl. I'm somebody's wife. I've never been kissed. I've never been on a date, and I'm already used goods. You may find that members of the magical community are more understanding of unusual lifestyles than you imagine. No one wants to talk to me. They act like they're scared of me. I can't imagine. I guess he's used to people being afraid of him. I'm sorry. I must sound really whiny to you, huh? It's just, of all the things I dreamed might someday happen when I got married, I never imagined... I expected at least my husband would like me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was an awful thing to say. I'll get out of your hair. I don't dislike you. What? I said, I don't dislike you. You have many admirable qualities. You are a spirited young woman with a healthy curiosity that you are learning to temper with wisdom. You are generous and brave, even if sometimes impetuous. You are an intelligent and diligent student. Oh, of course, you are also a young woman, and you prefer the company of your own kind. It was your company I came here for. Oh. We stare at each other for a few moments, neither of us quite sure what to say next. Would it be alright if I visit you again sometime? To talk? I'd like to get to know you better. I am very busy with preparations for final exams. Oh. Perhaps sometime over the weekend would be acceptable. Oh. Have a good day, Kayla. You too. Hermimus. Ha! After all my wailing, After all my waiting, the first rumblings of thunder come in the night. Everybody out of bed! What? Is there a tornado? No, it's the thunder dance, right? What? You tell her. I've got to wake everyone else. Any vestiges of sleep are quickly chased away by the howling ruckus that being raised in the gym. Everyone stomps and flails and screams. Pairs link hands and spin in circles. Someone tries to form a conga line, but they're told to break it up, not wild enough. And then the fire dancing begins. I help shoo my classmates to the safety of the walls, while a few of the upperclassmen take turns weaving the fire around themselves as they twist and spin. I can't see how they're doing it. Is the fire attached to anything, or are they controlling it solely with their minds? William turns out to be one of the best, keeping multiple streams of fire whipping dangerously around his limbs. Those skills must be terrifying in a duel. But for the rest of us, there's only stomping and howling until we collapse from exhaustion and can finally go back to bed. I need more sleep. What should I do today? Well, duh. I have the option. I'm standing outside his door, holding a tray and trying to figure out how to knock. I could try resting it against myself and keeping it balanced with one hand, but if I spill this, it'll have exactly the opposite effect I was hoping for. I could hold onto the tray and shout through the door, or knock with my foot, but that would be undignified. I don't think he'd be impressed. Finally, I decided it's better to be safe than sorry, and carefully set the tray down before knocking for admission. Hi. I brought tea. Thank you, that's very kind of you. It's my responsibility as your wife, right? To give you my kindness? So you were only doing this because you feel forced to? No! I wanted to be nice to you. Kindness and courage. You've certainly shown that walking into the lion's den. You're not that scary. Many would disagree. He turns from me, taking a few restless paces across the floor. So tell me, Kayla, why do you think I go out of my way to terrify students? I think you're trying to protect us. That is my goal. Magic opens up a world of possibilities, but even the most beautiful can be deadly. It is very easy to make a mistake, particularly for those like yourself, wild seed, raised in ignorance. One slip and you will flare up and blow out like a candle. But once put out thy light, I cannot give it vital growth again. Thanks to Professor Potts' information, I have some idea of what, or rather whom, he's talking about. The Council sets arcane rules, and I terrorize the sheep into following them. Those who fail are culled, not their lives, but their power. We have an excellent record for keeping students alive. And so, only the obedient shall pass. But with everyone afraid of you, you must be lonely sometimes, aren't you? Not everyone is afraid of me. Okay, Professor Potsdam isn't. She probably isn't afraid of anything. And yourself? I was afraid of you, this week. Yes, you were meant to be. I believed that you had made a joke of me, and that you had lost all respect for authority and for the promises you had made, and that you were out of control, and there was nothing I could do to punish you. The only tool I had left to control you was fear, and so I frightened you to the best of my ability. You said it was a hollow threat, so it wasn't true. What you said, you couldn't really do those things? And thus even this tool must be set aside. What I said was not completely false. If you were to engage in behavior sufficient that would cause expulsion under normal circumstances, we would have to investigate extreme measures to deal with the situation. As my wife, you cannot be properly expelled, but neither can you continue as a student in gross violation of the rules. But despite the suggestions I made earlier, speaking out of turn about a professor is not cause for expulsion. He wanted me to panic, he wanted to make me cry, in order to keep control of me, to make me obey. But now he's offering the truth? You have a funny way of trying to make friends. Excuse me? Well, telling me the truth about the mean things you did is probably a good thing in the long run, but normal people start off with things like hobbies and favorite foods. You wish to discuss my hobbies? Why not? What do you do for fun other than reading? I do not have fun. Relaxation? I am fond of chamber music. I enjoy wine, which you are far too young to have appreciated. You're right, I've never had wine. Well, no, I've never had wine. But have you ever had a blue snow cone? A what? See? I know things too. And with that as an opener, we managed to a bit of harmless small talk about our lives and tastes. I don't stick around too long, though. I don't want to overstay my welcome. A blue snow cone. It's a lovely day, so I go for a walk across the campus. In the distance, I can see Kyo and Minnie walking arm in arm. I guess they made up. Duck! And I can move forward. Da, 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 da. That was a quick week. Whoa, and then I failed that. I get up to deliver the mail. Good morning, Kayla. Are your preparations for the fundraiser complete? What fundraiser? The freshman contribution to the May Day ball. You were informed of that occasion, weren't you? Minnie might have mentioned it briefly, a month or two ago. So you've done nothing. We could have a car wash? You will note the absence of convenient cars. This is not going well. Well, everyone wants to have a nice dance, right? We could just ask for donations. I suppose that will have to do. I bet he's not terribly impressed with my planning skills, though. You'd best be on your way. I'm sure you have studying to do. I'm not ready to be dismissed so easily. Do you play an instrument? He stares at me for a moment, obviously not expecting my change of subject. You said you like chamber music. Do you play? I play a flute on occasion. Not quite what I would have guessed. And yourself? I had piano lessons when I was small, but it's been a long time. That's enough small talk for one morning. I should go. Hey, but you got something else out of him. Oh, jeez. What should I do this week? Has a nap. Wait, what? While active, the caster knows what everyone else is about to do. For how long? That's kind of awesome. There's a lot of mail to sort today. Not a surprise, since this is the last full mail delivery of the year. A lot of what is here is packages. I suspect a lot of people suddenly remembered that piece of clothing they desperately needed for from home for the ball next week. I'll have to make several back and forth trips to carry all of these to the right doors. It appears Professor Grabner also has some mail today. There's a letter for him. But from the way he barely glances at it before setting it on fire, I'm guessing it wasn't mail he wanted. Miserable little coot. You find this amusing? Sorry, you just sounded like a sulky little boy. Or a student. Horror of horrors. Yay! Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm doing so poorly studying. Stop it. I'm trying to load. That didn't work. That worked. This is it. The end of the school year. 2 more days of classes, then final exams, then the ball, and then we go home. Oh, on Tuesday morning, someone knocks on our door. Good morning! Oh yeah, final exam schedules. Group exam! Well, that was good. 2 full days of black magic. Yay! And nobody to ruin my life! Hello, my spirited fillies. So, we have to find the pedestal and light it with our magic. And they can't ruin it for me this time. For a moment after the teleport, I'm not sure, standing in the void. Huddle. Group huddle! Now what? We wait for this time no booming voices overhead. Apparently Professor Possum's instructions is all we get. The rest is up to us. Before we start, I wanted to say, oh no, you're not gonna do this again. Good. Kayla, I'm sorry if I wasn't supportive enough of you earlier. What are you talking about? About your marriage. The professor said we should treat it like it was serious, and I thought if you really were really married, everything would be different. It was easier to deal with it as if it was just this crazy awful thing that happened to you. Thinking of you as a real teacher's wife was scary. But it probably was scary for you too. Don't feel too sorry for her, she totally has the hots for Grabby. What? Virginia! Come on, it's so true! You like him? Maybe. Sort of, but it's not like that. I think we're starting to be friends, that's all. There's a lot more to him than he lets most people see. He is a very intelligent man. Exactly. Well, if you're friends, I don't suppose he's given you any hints about how to solve this dungeon. Of course not, that would be cheating. Yes, but did you ask? No, I wouldn't. He'd give me hints about something if it were dangerous or important, but not just so I could earn extra merits. That's how it should be. Oh, got serious, we got a health bar. Let's get started. Well, let's see which way we need to go. She cast a spell and the air around us swirls faintly. That's strange. That usually gives me direction. I guess we'll have to look the hard way. The crystal has to be around here somewhere. This place is huge. We have a time limit. We need a plan. I have an idea. Oh, both of them. They both stop and look at each other. We need to find the crystal. That's the goal. That's how we win. We need to find the boss monster. There's bound to be one, and if we don't handle the main threat, it could sneak up on us. And it's straight for the goal, man. Ellen's right. It's the crystal that matters. We could defeat dozens of monsters and still fail the exam if we don't reach the goal in time. I don't know about dozens, but I'd like to try. Some other time. Sure. How do we do this? We don't know how big this place is, but it's obviously pretty big, and there's a time limit, so I think the trick here is going to be figuring out how to search most efficiently. Do you guys know far speech? No. I do. Great! What we need to do is both connect to Virginia now, while we're in the same place, then keep that connection going. That way we can split up and still keep in touch. Okay. I concentrate. Virginia suddenly laughed. You guys are tickling my brain, or you guys are making my brain tickle. How long will it last for? I'm not sure, but if the connection drops, stop what you're doing and hold still. That way you'll still be in a known location and we can reestablish. Anyway, we should move out. There are probably traps, so don't run, and use detection spells if you have them. If you see anything, crystals, monsters, anything, stay still and think it. Let's go. We split up and move through the darkness. There's an awful lot of darkness out there. If I do use any detection spells, I'll have to cast them many times over to do any good. I don't know how much magic it uses. Oof. Hunting for enchantments works surprisingly well. With this big open space, any spell would almost have to be on the floors. And knowing where to look makes it easier to catch a reaction that might otherwise be too far away. I spot several enchanted tiles and dodge around them with no problems. After a while, the mental connection between me and Virginia appears to fade, then finally snaps. Luckily, I'm able to cast Far Speak again and carry on. We each creep around, comparing notes on what we're seeing, and at long last, we strike pay dirt. There's a strong magical signature in one direction that must be the crystal we're looking for. Unfortunately, there's also a group of monsters in the near vicinity. We can go around them, but we need to get the crystal, or if we get to the crystal, they'll probably notice us. Ellen insists that violence is not the best answer, but there are too many of them to teleport them away. Someone will have to act as a lure to get them to leave the crystal alone. And naturally, since I'm the best runner, the job of bait falls to me. My job is to find the monsters, get close enough for them to notice me, and then run like a rabbit. When I get far enough, Ellen will teleport me. Of course, that sounds a lot easier as a plan than when I've actually got Shadow snapping at my heels. I'm pretty fast, but so are they, and I might need to slow down to so the teleport can grab me safely. One of them manages to slash me with its claws. Hurry up, Ellen! Youch! Finally, I feel the teleport take hold. Are you okay? I'm fine. So this is it. It looks magical, alright. How do we make it work? I don't know. She said we should put our energy into it. Looks like there are little indentations around the ledge. I think we put our hands there. Whoa, nice effect. The Virginia steps closer and touches the rim of the pedestal. Her energy sparkles to life within the crystal. My turn now. Whew, I had just enough. I feel energy rushing sensation. I feel a strange sensation. Whatever. Of power flows. Too long. I feel the strange rushing sensation of power. God damn it! Flows out of me into the crystal. Finally, Ellen approaches the crystal. When she touches it, it throbs with light. Did we do it? A familiar sensation of teleportation washes over us. I can speak, I swear. We find ourselves standing outside. Apparently I can't. We find ourselves standing in the sunlight on the main quad. Congratulations, all of you. You must have, You have successfully completed your freshman year. That will be 5 merits for each of you. Now go and relax. You have a dance coming up to enjoy. We did it. We're done. Oh my god. There are no classes today or tomorrow. Everyone's relaxing, making plans for the dance, and getting their pictures taken for the yearbook. Funny, at my old school, picture day was near the beginning of the year, but it's almost literally last minute. The whole thing has to be finished overnight. This is it, the last day. After the dance, my parents will come and take me home. Should I go to the dance at all? There's probably no point, now that everyone knows about my marriage. I don't expect anyone will want to dance with me. Especially if it, like, you could offend Grabiner dancing with his chick. Nah. I don't think I'll bother. Everywhere else in the school, I can hear excited students chatting to their friends and dates as they dress up for their big night. I don't feel much like celebrating. I don't belong here, with the big dresses and bright lights and punch bowls. But I know someone else who I'm sure wouldn't want any part of it either. I knock on his door. Who's there? It's Kayla. Kayla, you do not need to be here. Would you not prefer to join your classmates for the dance? Our circumstances do not bar you from attending. This is your last night. You should have fun. I don't feel like fun. Maybe that's why I thought of you. You don't have fun. Isn't that what you said? Yes, well, do not feel obligated to follow in my footsteps. Your life is only just beginning. You should experience what you can and not let this unfortunate happening hold you back. Unfortunate. Would you choose a different word? You are tied to me through my mistake and your unnecessary heroism. It should never have happened. Well, I'm sorry I'm such a burden. I'll go then. Wait. I am not trying to hurt your feelings. I am trying to spare them. There is something I should tell you. What is it? Your interactions during the final exam with your roommates. Are you aware that I was monitoring them? Oh. I am concerned that my actions may have fostered an inappropriate connection between us. I have devoted my life to protecting foolish children from making permanent mistakes. It is my responsibility to prevent you from making one here. Go and play with your friends. Play? Does he think I'm 5 years old? Oh, man. Save. You are my husband. You are my husband. It is not inappropriate for you and I to have a connection. We are married, you know. I could hardly forget. For doing confessions, there are some things I should tell you too. Professor Potsdam wants us to be a real couple. She suggested that I stay here for the summer, with you. She told me about Violet. That is no concern of yours. Isn't it? Because it seems like it means everything to you. You say that I'm young, and that I need to go out and live my life. But what about your life? Have you been involved with anyone since then? Am I the only other relationship you've had? This is none of your business. It is exactly my business. You go into sulks and won't speak to your father. You hide in your room and avoid dealing with people. You are just as much of a teenager inside as I am. Maybe you don't like it, but it's still true. Look, I'm sorry. What happened with your girlfriend was horrible, and I can't even imagine what it must have been like. I'm not trying to sound like I'm old and wise, because I'm not. You know so many things that I don't, about magic and the world, but about life, I don't think you do. So don't tell me that spending time with you is ruining my life. You don't know. If my existence is as damaged as you imagine it to be, is that not all the more reason you should not waste your time here? Maybe I want to help. Isn't that what I promised you, as your wife? The fact remains that you deserve better. Our connection is temporary. You will go on and discover your own young love. You should not make yourself bitter before your time. What if I've already found it? You cannot be serious. Why not? Because you're a bitter, nasty, horrible old man? You're not that old and you're not that horrible. Is it so hard for you to believe that I like spending time with you? It is certainly a unique reaction. Well, it's true. You're interesting and you know a lot of things. You have a sense of humor when you're not being mean. You even make jokes. I like you. And I miss you when I'm gone. This is the last time I'm going to see you for months, and I'd rather be here than at the ball. Well, that's difficult to argue with. So don't argue! Maybe it's the giddiness that comes from winning an argument, and dropping that level of stress. Maybe it's something in the air. It is May Day, after all, a day for romance. But for whatever reason, I find myself carrying on with words that I'd barely dared to imagine speaking to him. There's one thing that I regret missing out on. Oh? I've still never been kissed. I look down at my feet, feeling incredibly foolish. And then I feel a fingertip on the tip against my chin, urging my eyes back up. Oh, God. Is this really happening? Perhaps there's something to that theory of Mayday magic after all. Oh my God, that was adorable! It wasn't a long kiss, or a passionate one, but there was no way that it could be mistaken for a gesture between professor and student. More like a greeting to someone you cared for. A beginning. I'm not surprised Petunia has been urging you into this. That is one of the things I was concerned about. I suspect my father has been bribing her. He is desperate for me to marry and take up the family seat. I am to allow him to retire. Seat? In government. You were aware that my father is a lord, were you not? He is what? You did see the letter. I didn't know what all those titles meant. Does that mean you're a noble? You might say that, but then so are you at the moment. He chuckles quietly. Perhaps you should return to your own room now. But should you wish to correspond over the summer, I would not object. Right. Writing. Right. All right. I'm flustered now. And now I think I'm going to stumble back to my room and squeal into my pillow like a silly schoolgirl. And so the school year came to an end. We were freshmen no longer. Over the summer, we would look back at our yearbooks remembering the friends we had made, while thinking of the adventures still to come. There's a lot of magic out there waiting. Good luck to both in the future. Thanks for being a great roommate, thanks for everything, see you next year, and I look forward to seeing you again in the fall. Yay! Okay! That was adorable. More adorable than I thought it'd be. So, that was Professor Grabner's romantic ending on his path, and I hope you all enjoyed. Peace out, y'all.